guys, welcome back to Halloween month, and I am here to continue Halloween month reviews with a review of Wes Craven's Scream, the first one. So, Scream came out in 1996, and it is directed by the late Wes Craven and written by Kevin Williamson and released by Dimension Films. And before I start this, I do have a little bit of confession. I was going to review all 4 Halloween Town movies, but I decided not to really do it for 2 reasons. One is because because the 4th one pretty much sucks, and 2 is because I don't see a need of reviewing the 4th Halloween Town movie. So I will just review the trilogy later at some point. Just not tonight. But anyways, this review of Scream. Let's start. And there will be some spoilers in here, so if you haven't seen the movie, what the heck are you doing? Go watch it. So, the plot of this movie is basically we start off with this one girl named Casey, and she gets a phone call from a strange person, and so what happens, she keeps hanging up the phone, and so who we know is Ghostface, and so what happens is Ghostface not only kills her, but he also kills her boyfriend. Then a couple years later, we meet this other character called named Sidney Prescott, and she lives in. She's a high school student in the fictional town of Woodsboro, California, and she later becomes the target of a mysterious of Ghostface. Then we also have her other friends, Tatum, her boyfriend Billy, Billy's best friend Stu, and film geek Randy Meeks, news reporter Gail Weathers, and Deputy Sheriff Dewey Riley. So Sydney has to try and stop Ghostface, and that's pretty much the only way I can pretty much explain this movie. Now, Scream. Now, this movie was originally titled Scary Movie, but they changed it, and the movie later became the parody movie series. So, what do I think of the first Scream movie? This movie is a freaking classic. I love this film. I love it. And this movie has, since its release, it has become a cult. This has earned cult status, and this has marked a change in the horror genre as it casts or establishes successful actors and helped for a wider audience, including a significant female viewership. Now, the opening scene of this movie was okay. First time I saw this, the way the opening scene starts out is really brutal and graphic, and it's very heart-wrenching, especially when you're listening to the music while you're watching this scene. I thought Drew Barrymore's performance as Casey was really great. She did a good job, and I liked her in this movie. Now, the main characters, Neve Campbell as Sydney, I like that she is a strong female character like Nancy and the other character, female like Ripley, and that's what you want from a character, don't you? Now, originally, actresses Alicia Witt and Brittany Murphy auditioned for the role, but Wes Craven wanted Neve Campbell, and so yeah, Now, Gail Witt, I really do like that. Now, you also got other actors. You got Brooks Courtney Cox, who plays the news reporter Gail, and she's kind of a jerk, and so she's good. She was great in the movie. You also got Rose McGowan, Before Charm as Tatum, Riley, Skeet Ulrich as Billy, David Arquette as Billy Dewey, Matthew Lillard, and all the acting in this movie is great. I love all the acting. For $15 million, this movie looks well done. Cinematography looks nice. I love the production design in this movie, and I also will be giving away some trivia for you. So Courtney Cox and David Arquette, they fell in love on the set of this movie. And the party scene at the end of this movie runs 42 minutes long, and it was shot over the course of 21 days. That is awesome. So, when you see the janitor is played by Wes Craven, and you see a reference to Freddy Krueger because he's wearing a red and green shirt, which I thought that was nice. But probably one of the biggest surprises to me was this film was sent to the MPAA over 9 times for reconsideration, as they were going to give this movie the NC-17 rating, but each time they made Wes Craven cut out more of the heavy gore shots, but the producer Bob Weinstein stepped in and secured this movie's R rating. So that was cool. So I have to give Bob Weinstein credit for that. And I like the scene in the party sequence where Randy is giving all of the rules to survive a horror movie. I like Randy as a character. He's my second favorite character besides Sidney, and because he's a film geek. I'm a movie geek, but the rules: you can't survive if you kiss anyone, do drugs, or drink. Everyone is a suspect. That's the part in the video store where it says everyone's a suspect. That was funny. You won't survive if you ask who's there, and you will not survive if you go out to investigate a strange noise, and you won't survive if you say I'll be back, because you won't be back. You know you're gonna get killed. Which the kills in this movie are very intense. Like I said, the opening scene, very intense. Tatum's death is also really intense. Now I am going to have to get into spoiler territory. Billy and Stu are the killers, and they planned to kill Sydney and frame her father, and for the murder spree, and they also admits to killing her mother, and he was motivated to seek revenge because she was having an affair with Billy's father. And so Gail comes in, intervenes, and her and Sydney fights. So, and then they save Randy, and then that's pretty much the ending of the movie. Again, this movie came out in 1996. The score by Marco Beltrami is really, wow, it's really awesome. I really do love I like the music by Marco Beltrami, and I just love the character development. These are characters you actually give a care about. That is awesome. And just this movie did good at the box office. 79 approval. That is great on Rotten Tomatoes. And just that was wow. So I'm going to say that this movie, Scream, is an awesome movie. I will give Scream my JD Rainbow Seal of approval. And following this release, many studios, they rushed to capitalize on success with such release films as I Know What You Did Last Summer. Many studios did this in the late 90s. Universal did it, and then diminishing popular sequels to popular, but diminished franchises like sequels like Halloween H2O, Bride Chucky, which is my guilty pleasure. But this movie is great. Again, this movie gets my JD Rainbow Seal of approval. This movie is that fun and is that awesome. So, let me know in the comments below what you think of the first Scream. Do you love it? Do you hate it? Do you think it's overrated? Does it get way too much love? I will see you guys in another review. Nope, not Scream 2. Not Scream 2.